Hey there guys, welcome to a Gaming Nights video, and we are playing something different tonight. Well, it's not different to us, but different to you guys, as this is Z-War 1 Damnation. It goes on Kickstarter on Monday the 19th, and we're going to show you a little bit of an overview of how it works, a little bit of how it looks, because keep in mind, this is obviously a prototype copy that the guys at Dice Sports sent us to have a little playthrough and see what it's like, and then we'll basically give you our overview of what we think. So we'll start off with giving you a little brief explanation. You won't learn the rules from this, but you'll get the general gist. And then we'll do a bit of a gameplay turn where we will show you how the game works, and then we'll come back at the end and give you our verdict. So, with me, I have my good friend John.
Hello.
And the beautiful Carla.
Hey.
And we're playing only three players, but it is a 4-player game. Now, I'm going to put this down here so you can have a look. I have to start with saying, if you're familiar with Zombicide, then you'll be familiar with this sort of genre game. It's a zombie game, obviously, set in a post-apocalyptic world. This is set in England, but the main thing about this game, it is driven by, which I think is pretty freaking cool, if I can find the book. Here we go, hold up. Right, so this, keep in mind, obviously, this is prototype. This is Damnation Part 1, which is the graphic novel stroke comic book that comes with the game, which introduces the characters. This is Kat, who will be played by Carla. This is Sam, her friend, who's bitched together, played by John. And I'm not going to give away too much of the story, but they also meet Cole and Victor, which is the two guys I will be playing. That's the way the comic works is you read a little bit, you get a little story going with the story, and then when it comes to the end of the chapter, you get to play the mission. So we're playing chapter 1, supply run. Shows the board, everything that goes on the board, and everything you need to know about the mission. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the board. There are loads and loads of doors and the tiles, and these are some of the zombies. Now, I've painted up some of the zombies here that you can see, just to give you an idea. I've also rebased them, so these don't come on the bases.
Don't forget about Daisy.
Oh yes, Daisy. She's got some flowers painted on her. You might not be able to see that. This is what the actual zombies look like. Let's see if I can bring it closer. We'll zoom in onto it. This is one of 3 different types of molds. Of course, I don't know if this is what exactly they're going to be. They're going to be resin or metal in the game when you buy them on Kickstarter. But these ones were pretty good. These are some of the heroes. So this is Sam. Come on, why won't it zoom in? Alright, well that's not great, but you'll see more as we're playing. So I've obviously rebased them onto the clear acrylic bases. I've also painted up about half the zombies, so it gives you a little more thematic feel while we're playing. You always got to do that, I feel. And we also start with some starting equipment, like this. But all this will make more sense once we get into the gameplay turn. We've got some tokens, we've got dice, some more zombies over there. The equipment deck is not really a face down deck. This is, if we find more equipment, we get to search through the equipment deck for the relevant equipment and find it. For example, there's a medic pack in this building. If we go in there and search it, we then search the cards for the medic pack, take it out and add it to our hand. That deck over there though, the search deck, that is when we search a building, we reveal the top card and that's what we get. So on your player board, you got your character. As you can see, there's Cole. This is when you get bitten, you go to stage 1, and then every turn it could tick up. If you get bitten more, it'll tick up, and once you reach there, you're dead. As this is a co-op game, everyone dies as well. We all just fall over at the same time. This is a nice little handy turn sequence. So we start off with a turn announce, and the difference between this and some other games is you get this big score pad with you, where you keep a load of your guns. So for example, Cole starts with an assault rifle, so that's how many bullets he has. Once he runs out, that's it. the gun is then just a club. And Victor comes with a shotgun and a pistol. We can obviously find more guns as we go along. We don't have any experience yet, because you gain experience at the end of the turn, which we'll talk about all at the end of the game. We don't have any perks. This is the turn counter. At the beginning of every turn, we mark off the turn. We don't have any power perks or anything like that. Down here, I should have marked off. Sam has some little stimulant. So yeah, so we do turn allowance, then heroes move. We can move in any order we like. So I can go, then Carla can go, and then I can go again, and then Sam can go. Then infected move, and I'll explain infected moves when we're in the gameplay turn, because that's a little different as well. Then infected spawn. We have 3 spawn areas: spawn A, spawn B down there, and spawn C down there. And then we do infection test, which is if you have been bitten, you roll a d8, and that's the table right there. If you are bitten, you start there and then move on. As you can see, you lose more AP and then become dead. And then end phase, we clear off any activation markers and things like that. And on your turn, when you do the hero turn, these are the actions you can do. So you can have a quick pause there and have a look at them. And obviously we'll talk more about them when we get to the gameplay turn. But essentially that's it. Now I'll give you a little overview of what we're doing. We met up with these two guys. So Kat and Sam met up with Victor and Cole in the shop, a convenience store. They decided to go to a rendezvous point. But before they do that, they need to raid this warehouse, which is on the side of the road, for some supplies. So we have objective counter 1, objective counter 2, and objective counter 3. We need to get all 3 objectives. We just search the area that they're in to get them. And then we need to leave the board via the exit sign. And that's it. Once we do that, we have completed the mission, and then we go on to the next mission. When you complete a mission, you gain 20 XP for your character, as detailed in the book right there. And then there are in the search deck as well, there's some loot cards and various other things that you can find that will add to your experience level. But that is not really relevant for this particular video, as we've already gone through most of the missions already. We've just gone back to the first one to show you guys, because I don't want to spoil any of the story and any of the other things that are cool about this game. Okay, so that's quite a long explanation. It doesn't really tell you a lot about what the rules are, but that'll be more explained as we do the gameplay turn. So, are you guys ready? You guys have anything to add?
Let's do it.
Go.
Yeah.
Nothing
We'll
to add,
discuss
just
everything
play it.
afterwards, I think.
Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to get started, move a few turns in, and then we'll come back to you to show you the gameplay turn. Okay, so we're back for a bit of a gameplay turn. We've gone 4 turns in, and as you can see, this is where we've moved up. Let's give you a scan of the entire district. We started down there where the camera's pointing to now. We basically, for our first few turns, we've ran up the alleyways, through the gaps in the houses and the buildings, up to the warehouse. Victor has just entered into the area there, and Cole's just behind him. Now obviously we have a little bit of inside information in that we know how to play this game already. So we've wasted no time and just ran straight up the building. We took out a couple of zombies down here in the middle. They were getting a bit close. Sam and Kat went on Overwatch, basically alert, which is those two there. And now we're basically starting our turn. So turn announce is the first thing we do. So Carla's going to mark on the notepad, which you can't really see because of the glare, but we're going to move to turn 5 now. So that's the first thing we do. And then we do character actions or hero actions. So the actions you can do, and if you remember the board earlier, I'm going to just flip that in front of you. Wow, that's big.
Big.
There you go. There's all the actions. So you can move, sprint, crawl, blah, blah, blah. All those things.
I love the fact that there's a blah 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 actually.
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
just talk to each other, make noise. Okay, so we can do it in any order we like. So what do you guys want to do first? Or who should it activate first? And then we can explain as we're doing the activations.
Well, I think your Cole and
Victor, otherwise, because we
Victor need to
got a Roma spawned at the back here, and we got a zombie up at the front there with a red shirt on, moving towards. So I think I might activate Victor first to see if he can clear. Well, actually, maybe I'll get Cole to do that and Victor to move towards the door where the objective is.
You need to be very cautious of space awareness here, because some games allow you to move through players, but this one, you know, if somebody's standing in front of you, you know what? It's
He's
a physical
blocking the
body
way, yeah.
that's in your way, so...
And Victor's a big fella. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I think, is one of the actions you can do for one action point. We've got 4 action points to spend at the beginning of our turn. For one action point, I'm going to do a move and quick fire. Now, a move and quick fire is basically you move and shoot, but the quick fire is just you firing off your action, so you don't get any bonuses to your hit rolls or anything like that. And I think I'm going to move Victor to there. He can move diagonally, no problem. I've moved 1 square, and now I'm going to fire into this zombie. He's going to use his pistol, which actually I might do a... You can do, in your turn, you can do one free action, which is swap your weapon. This is going to be a little tricky to show you, but right there where those little 2 guns are, you stack your items up like that. Pistol is my active weapon, so this is one I'm running around with. But for a free action, I can rearrange. So I'm going to rearrange to the shotgun. Now the shotgun has a shorter range, but is a lot more deadlier. So he's going to change to his shotgun, and he's going to shoot that zombie right there. I roll a d8. On a 1 or a 2, I miss. A 3 to 4, I knock the zombie down, and a 5 to 8, I kill. So I've rolled a 2, so I've missed. Okay, so Carlo will mark off one of the...
Victor's giant
Yep.
gun that doesn't seem to fire against anything.
I can tell you
be a
now,
trend.
Victor is rubbish.
No. Jason landing Victor is rubbish.
He spends so much ammo. Right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that again, and I'm gonna move towards him this time. Yes, brave as I am, I'm gonna move towards him and fire again. And a 4,
That's alright.
which is a knockdown. So the zombie gets laying prone. Now, when a zombie is laying prone, oh, you can't actually see that because all the doors
It's
are
alright.
in the way. When the zombies are knocked down,
That didn't help.
no, that didn't help at all. They are basically prone, and that means on their turn, on the zombie activation turn, they can literally just stand up. Okay, so Victor's used 2 of his actions.
Bought us a bit of time.
Yep, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go on alert with my last 2 actions. Now, alert is basically like Overwatch, but it's done in an interesting way. You got these little alert icons, and normally you put it, like for example, if I want to put it like that, the points of the triangle show you which way you can see. So Victor would essentially be standing like this. So you can look down this corridor, and you can look down that corridor, and he looks straight into this wall. But because we've got them mounted on these nice little glass bases, we can put them underneath, straight underneath him like that. So I think I'll do that, which allows me to see down both these corridors. So when this roamer comes around the corner, I'll get an Overwatch shot at it. So that's Victor done his 2 actions. Then I'm going to activate Cole. Oh yes, there's also a zombie down the passageway there. When that zombie moves, Victor will do nothing because the shotgun's only got 6 range squares. So I'll just look at him and go...
Saying that though, he's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Just short.
Okay, so Cole, knowing what Cole does, he's going to do a sprint action. So for 2 action points, you can run 3 squares. So he's going to run 1, 2, 3. And then for his second action, he's also going to run again. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. So now he's standing in front of the door that leads into the objective room, some sort of boiler room. So those are the 2 characters I've done. So what are you guys going to do?
Okay, we need to decide what we're going to do.
I'm very tempted to actually run down this way and enter here.
Shall we do that?
You 2 can go
I
off
think
together.
that's good. We'll do that because then we get at least closer to the other 2.
I'm
Here's
gonna
a
lay
spawn point
these
here.
2 doors down just for the purposes of the video. So they are there.
They've
They're
not
just,
been opened.
No, they've not been opened. We haven't opened any doors yet. We're chicken shits.
Well, opening doors equals
Yeah, 'cause
generally more zombies.
once you open a door, there's actually a really cool thing as well. You can knock on the door to see what's inside rather than look inside. And that'll activate the room and spawn a load of zombies in there. So that's why we don't tend to open too many too quickly.
So Cat and Sam's choices here are we can, for our 4 APs, we can run. We can sprint across here for 6 squares, which is probably the ideal in terms of movement. However, if we do that and we don't go into kind of an alert mode, if any zombies spawn in this section C, we would have literally allowed them to run as well because they can see us lovely and towards the other survivors over here. So
Well, I
It
think
might be very well that
we
one
can
of
at
us
least-
runs and the other one.
Well, we haven't rolled a sea spawn yet, so
No.
I think you're good.
yeah,
Just-
I think
You know
we're
what?
okay.
Fine. Let's go gung ho like Jason
Well-
likes to do. It's not really Victor's fault that his bullets don't work. It's just Jason likes to shoot thin air. I will
no
go.
one has told me to shoot them in the head yet.
So I'm going to use 2 action points to allow her to sprint 3, and my another 2 action points to allow her to sprint another 3. Oh,
Oh yes, there's a zombie over there. I forgot. He can only move 1, 2, 3, 4, so he'll
Well,
only get there.
yeah, that's still very close. Okay, fine. You know what? I've got more
Yeah.
guns than you.
So I'm gonna activate Sam.
Are you doing the
I
similar
could go
thing?
there and go on alert.
Nah,
No,
just run it.
all the way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. At least we're in a prime position
Yeah, I
to.
think one of us can knock on this door next turn, or,
Yeah.
or be brave and open it.
Yeah, just
Oh.
go in. Okay, so
It's a small room.
that is basically our hero move turn. We've decided to split off, which all you zombie survivors out there know that's not a good idea. Alright, so now we do the infected move. So I'm not going to do an infection move, I'll let these guys do it. So, for example, this guy right here, he can see us, right? Zombies only move 2 squares normally, and I've got the actual zombie card out here. Don't forget, it's prototype. This is a little zombie card. It tells you this is a base zombie dude, so it moves 2, it can smell 4 squares, it can charge for 4, and it has 1 kill point, and then the grab and bite test, which we'll probably get to in a bit. So what that means is, a zombie can only move 2 squares normally, but if it can see you or smell you, it'll then do a charge move, which Scarlet is showing there. That one can see her directly.
Danger close.
So there, you can see her, he's just run up that corridor towards her.
Literally 1 square away from each other now.
So that's that zombie moved. Then this zombie over here, he at the moment, or she, can't see anyone, so she would only move 2. But now that she's moved into that corridor, she can see Victor.
As she turns.
So that was her second move, and now she gets an additional 2.
Yep, so she charges forward. Just so you know, you can't cut across corners of buildings and stuff, so that's why she had to go around like this.
But they can smell you around those corners.
yeah. And that zombie there will just stand up. I forgot about him.
Uh-huh.
Was he?
No, he's on the square that his back's on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
there's
one.
little
Oh,
fella down
there's
there.
no name.
And, this
Oh,
Mr.
actually, hold
White
on.
shirt.
Hold on, sorry, I forgot. I'm going to go I'm on alert.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Um,
Right,
so
hold
when-
on. So let's
how
go back
does
here
this
because
activate?
basically, as soon as she
Visible.
takes her first step, she's visible to Victor, so he gets to react to her.
So, do I want to shoot her just yet?
You
She's
are
at the
just
maximum of the
in
range.
range.
So I might as well. I'm going to take 1 shot. 6, which on a shotgun is a kill.
Squish.
Boom, down she goes. Right, then the guy that gets up next to me, because he's activating in my alertness, I can take a shot at him as well, which I'm going to do. I've rolled the 1. There you go. So that's another bullet of Victor. But now he's not doing anything else, so basically, because he can only just stand up. So that's that.
This
And that
one.
guy at the back there, he can move 4 forward because he can see me.
Out of range.
And he's out of range because I'm armed with a shotgun.
They obscure vision as well, don't
Yes,
they?
they do, yeah.
Ah.
So that's the infected move. Now we go to infected spawn. So, John, will you roll this?
Okay. So, rolled a 7.
Right, so I just want to grab the
Roma.
book over here and I want to see if you guys can see this. So the top thing there says if you roll a 1 or 2, you roll at spawn point A, 3, 4, spawn point B, and so on and so on. So we've rolled a 7, which is a Roma.
That's the 3rd one in a row.
Yes, it
Daisy
is.
can come visit.
Daisy.
Right, now Romas are interesting because they have to spawn as close as possible to us in out of line of sight. So, for example, no, the room's not
It's
active
not
yet.
active. Oh, I see.
So she could go where that other Roma was, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away
yeah,
from me.
but, I mean,
I think behind this corner would be. Oh no. Yes,
Yeah.
because we haven't got line of
Yeah,
sight down
yeah,
there.
that's a good one. Yeah, so he can go in there. So
the-
he's literally hiding around the corner there, or Daisy is.
behind the door.
Okay, so that's infected spawn. I'm not actually too unhappy with that. You know, just 1 spawn because we could have got
That's
like
good, yeah.
2 or 3 come out, yeah, or
Mm.
2 or 3 come out there.
But just let's not use the white dice for that, okay? Red dice, please.
Okay. So that was infected spawn. Now we do infection tests. If anyone's been bitten, they test on their infection check to see if the infection bite moves on. None of us have been bitten. So then it comes to end phase. This is where we remove counters like this alert status and any others that might be on, which there isn't any. Clean up the board, and then we go on to the next round.
Okay, let's do it.
Which we'll film another round. Why not? Because we didn't show you everything that was going on in there. So we move on to turn. Was it 6 now?
Yeah, we're on turn 6.
Turn 6.
And we now get to do our turn, our hero's move. So okay, first I'm gonna open the door. Screw it.
You're gonna open it, not knock.
No, I'm just gonna open it. One of the things you can do, you could obviously, as your first action, you could just spend 1 action point and open the door, and then we will have to roll to see what's in there. Or you can knock on the door, which will then activate the room as well. But the reason why you would do that is zombies can open the door, but they only get 2 actions, and they will have to open the door for 1, so it buys you some time, so that you don't have to, mess around with them too much. But
they can't smell you through closed doors.
That's right,
so
yeah.
They'll move towards you instinctually, but they won't. They can't smell you, so they won't move faster.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be brave, and I'm just going to open the door and see what I get. So now we have to do a room spawn, right? So the room spawn is pretty similar to the way the turn spawn was. So if you can, come on. Sorry about this. There we go. So as you can see, I'm going to roll 1 dice. What did I get? A 3. So 3 is nothing.
Hey,
there's nothing in there. See, I told you the guys there was nothing to worry about.
Oh.
Alright, so that was 1 activation point to do that. I'm going to spend, I think, well, that's quite annoying. You have to spend your entire turn searching a room. So what I'm going to do is literally I'm going to move into the room for my 2nd action point. And then I'm going to do a little dance, make a little, I'm just going to stand there. Because that objective token there, as soon as you search the room, you just immediately pick it up. It's basically we're looking for supplies and whatever else we can find in the room. So I'm just going to go into the room. I'm literally standing at the door and I'm going to search on my next turn. Victor, on the other hand, he's got some more interesting business to deal with. So he's got a little red shirt zombie right in front of him, and he's going to take his shotgun. Ooh, maybe I should do an aim shot.
Now would be the time.
Yeah, I think I'll do an aim shot. Now, an aim shot basically takes up 1 more action point than normally. A quick shot is just a 1 action point. Aim shot takes 2 action points. But it does mean you get +2 to your roll. So normally a 1 or a 2 is a miss. Now I pretty much combat. I still rolled a 2.
That takes it up to a 4.
4, which is a knockdown.
Okay, well, it's better than nothing. This poor zombie. Up,
Yep.
down, up, down.
At least he's not grappling him this turn.
True.
Yeah. What am I going to do now? I think...
2 action
Yeah,
points.
I'm gonna use my free action to change weaponry, and I'm gonna change to my pistol. The pistol has infinite range, but it has to obviously be in line of sight. And I am gonna shoot the zombie at the back that's marching up towards us, also towards Carla and them. The only reason I'm not gonna shoot that zombie now, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. The guy right at the back there, because he can obviously take a detour towards where Carla and them are going. But the pistol is not as good as shotgun, so I need a 6 or an 8 to kill him. I'm going to do an aim shot again. So I'm going to use up my last 2 action points and roll a 4, which goes up to a 6, which is a kill. Bam!
That was Victor, yeah?
Yep, and that was his pistol. Alright, so those are both my actions done.
Oh, that was only 1 bullet.
There was only 1.
The other one was from my
Thinking
shotgun.
Yeah, no,
Thinking of your character.
I'm on Cat's
Okay.
wielding.
Now we need to decide what we're doing. So it's
Well-
good Victor's cleared that, so we can move up.
Uh,
Is it worth killing that zombie first?
I think it is.
You're closer to the door, so
I am.
are you okay with me doing a few shots? And if I'm completely inept, which is highly likely,
That's maybe not a bad idea, because I think you'd have to move around me to get to the door.
yeah,
Because
so-
you can't crawl across the corner.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, he's still a
Well,
legitimate
shoot
target.
him, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
Okay.
we can't we're going to be stopping there. He's
Exactly
within
right.
4.
Are you doing aim shot or
I
move and
will
fire?
do an aim shot
Or
for
are you going
this.
to do a move and fire?
For the purpose of this, I will do an aim shot. So my guy's a bit of a
A 2.
that goes up to 5, so that's
So
a knockdown
knockdown.
for me. So
That's not too bad.
pop
He's
him
gonna
down.
have
That
to-
saves us a bit. Gives
That's
us a
Sam's
bit of time.
pistol, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Now I'm tempted to just. Do I shoot him again?
One of the interesting things you can do as well, if you're adjacent to the zombie, you can execute them. Right, which you spend 2 of your action points. You have to have a weapon equipped, so either
Did
melee
you
or...
use one action?
That was
shoot.
a aim
Yeah.
shot.
An
So
aim
it
shot,
was
so
shot
you
you
used
used
two.
So I'm not going to be able to move up and stamp.
One of the fun things as well, if you can work it out, is you can actually sneak up on a zombie and insta-kill them. Just stab a screwdriver in the
Well,
back
you
of their
can-
head or something.
You can take another aim shot. Well, you,
I
you
could do
don't need
another
to
aim
do.
shot.
You don't need to do an aim shot because you've done it for the first time. So now you can just shoot because it automatically aims.
Yeah,
right?
because you've got a semi-automatic
Oh, yes,
pistol.
this is
If you're
very
firing at
true.
the same target, you get the aim bonus.
Okay,
So
well,
essentially,
let's do
you
that
can
then.
shoot twice now.
Twice. Okay. It's
So you're
worth
doing-
doing then. So a second
Well,
shot.
Quick
with
shot.
+2.
No, you didn't. Are you going to aim shot again?
Yeah. Well,
'cause
oh,
you
quick shot,
automatically-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah, that'll kill him.
That's 1 point. Yay! I killed a zombie.
And you got 1 action left.
So you
so
could
that one-
potentially move if you wanted to. Maybe
yeah,
opposite
I'll
me.
just move to there. That will be fine. And look at your character's assets.
All right, she's going to turn away from the perv. And like Jason did do a very nice job on her cleavage.
I always do.
Spent far too much time on that bit. She is gonna use. Oh man.
What is it to knock on the door?
Well, I'm gonna have to sprint for 3 to just get
So
to
that
the
will
door,
Get you there.
and then I could knock. So we'll spawn.
Well, a knock is 1, so you could do 2 moves, knock, and then have a pointless action left.
I know.
Or
Well, I
just-
could possibly move away from the door,
You
so
could-
potentially.
If you're in front of the door, I didn't mention this earlier. You have to see the doors, the squares in front of the door. You have to. I'm not talking to you because you guys know this. You have to be in front of the door directly to open the door or knock on the door or something. You can't do it from an adjacent square.
I'm very aware of if we stand over here with no actions, Miss Daisy's going to come charge.
If you have-
so she's line of
If you
sight
have 1
here.
action left, you could take a shot at her.
This is also true.
Oh yeah, because I'm. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to sprint 1, 2, 3 to the door because I don't think you'd be able to reach and open
I
anyway.
love the fact that she had to use all 3 movement points instead of
Yeah,
going
yeah.
diagonally.
Listen, man. You use everything, all resources.
So you're gonna knock on the door.
I'm going to knock on the door.
Quick
Okay,
tap on
so-
the door.
So what that does is, I forgot to show you this when I did my door. You take the active token and you plant it in the room to show the room is active. That means zombies can now actually move through this room and, like Carla's going to do now, spawn some
They
zombies in
are
there.
aware of it now.
Yep.
So
Is it a 5? So a 5 is 1 zombie.
It's not so bad.
And then you have to roll again to see how far away from the door he is.
shall we have the prostitute zombie?
Yeah. Let's have the lady in red.
Lady
Yeah,
of the Night, I think they
Ja-
called.
Jason's literally, I mean, honestly, we watch Walking Dead. None of them have these bright colours,
Well-
but Jason insisted this one had to be bright.
Why not?
She's only recently been turned, like a couple of days.
I don't know, man.
You gotta
She
roll
looks
to
pretty
see how
rotten.
far-
Yeah. Sorry, I just put, so 3. So that's
3.
2 moves.
2 squares, yeah. 2
So
squares
from the door, 2 squares away. So 1.
Is that correct? Or does the adjacent...
Yeah, I think the
square-
Jason, so you 1 forward. Because the maximum you can do is 4 squares away, which is against the other room.
Right.
I think so. That's roughly right.
We'll
I
go with that
disagree,
for
but
now.
you know what? Okay.
We'll go with that.
Because it feels like she's 1 away now, not 2 away.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're probably right. We'll go back 1.
Well, somebody can correct us if we did that wrong, but
Only from the design crew.
yeah.
design
yeah.
crew, please.
All right, and then your last shot. If you can draw a center from your square to center of her square,
Well,
you can.
there's a
Yep.
nice little line there.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
So we have
Carla, as her model depicts, she's got 2.44 magnums, which means, and also they pass you one of your cards over, Carla. I want to show it. They got the dual wield symbol, which if you see at the top there, there you
hold on,
go.
Doors on the way.
That's a dual wield symbol, which means she can fire both of them for 1 action. But it does mean she spends twice as many bullets.
Yeah, I'm not. I was dual wielding the last couple of games and I was loving it, but she would run out of bullets so quickly. But then she loves cigarettes and bullets, so seemed to just be picking them up. So
She is slightly Russian.
I think for the purposes of this, I might actually. It's Daisy, so
Poor Daisy.
yeah.
So
She's there.
Right, so I'm going to use 2. I need to at least get a 4 to knock him down, 5 to 8 to kill.
that's a 5 and an 8.
That's a 5 to 8. And Daisy has 2 holes to the head. There's no experience for killing zombies, so that's one of the things I kind of like about this. You gain experience from searching and completing objectives and things like that. Killing zombies is just a part of surviving.
Yeah, I have to say, from playing other games, that was the one thing I was almost disappointed about. You know, you not getting some sort of thing, something for killing a zombie. But actually, it puts the focus on surviving and the mission, not killing the zombies.
Yeah, there's no Clint Eastwoods running around here.
It's not. You know, essentially we're playing out the comic book, and they are trying to survive, not see who kills the most zombies.
Like in Zombieland.
Yeah, Zombieland.
Okay.
So that's all our actions done. Now zombies will get to activate. So that one over there will just stand up.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Was he over here again? Yes,
Yep.
he was.
And then the one in Carla's room, or Kat's room, will move it has 2 activations basically. So move one forward, and then move another one forward onto the door square. So when Carla opens the door, surprise! And that's that. I think that's
Is that all of them?
Yep. So now we do zombie spawning.
Okay, so the location is this.
Yep. It's another roamer.
Oh!
Another roamer.
Oh yeah, it is as well.
Yeah. 7 times.
Daisy comes
Right.
back.
Yeah. 4 roamers in a row. Bloody hell.
Where's the
has-
closest spot?
It has to be out of line of sight, so it could be there. It can't be down that corridor again. It can't be down that corridor.
Why not?
Because
Actually, possibly
Yes.
Sam can see down that corridor.
I think just put it over here again, on the side.
You
Because
think that's the closest?
Yeah.
yeah, it's about right.
It's going to be as close as it gets.
We've put it back
1,
to
2,
there,
3,
down there.
4, 5, 6.
Ding, ding,
1, 2, 3,
ding,
4, 5,
ding.
6. Yeah. I think the only other place is potentially
just on the
behind
corner,
Sam,
yeah.
but it's the same.
Okay, so that's zombie spawn. Now we do infection, which no one has. End phase. We remove any counters, and then we go on to the next turn. So Carla will tick off another turn on the tracker, and we take our actions. Now I probably won't film this whole turn, but I want to show you my Colt's turn over there quickly. He's going to search that room. He has 4 AP, which means you'll use up all 4 AP to search the room as he goes through all the shelvings and cupboards and everything you can find to get out of there. Now the thing with in this game is you can only search a room once. So now that I'm going to search that room, you take one of the little search markers and you put it in there, and now it's activated. It's searched. I take the objective marker, I put it on my sheet, and I also get to find some loot. I have found some cigarettes, tobacco. So this does nothing in game, but as you can see in the top right corner, that is worth 4 extra XP at the end of the game. So then my character will put that on his sheet, and at the end of the game, you'll add up all the loot plus the XP, and that goes towards his experience. So that's Colt basically done for this turn. So you can see searching is obviously a benefit, but it does eat up a whole turn. If you're infected and you've only got 3 AP, then it would use up all 3 of your AP rather than the 4. And there's also some perks that actually allow you to spend only 3 AP to... Well, I'll come back to perks later. You know what, let's just finish this turn quickly.
Okay.
Because Victor, you know,
So-
and his lovely shotgun has got 2 zombies to contend with this turn.
Is he? Where's that?
Wow.
Oh, that,
Daisy's going to come sneaking up now.
I don't worry about Daisy.
Right, do you want to actually kill that fella?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why
might as
not?
well.
I got my pistol equipped. So I'm going to do an aim shot again because the pistol's semi-auto. And I got a 7.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Finally. Boom. Down he goes.
Victor.
Pistol.
No, pistol.
Pistol, oh. Okay, yeah.
So that was one action. Then I'm going to spend 2 more action points to run. So 1, 2, 3. And I got 1 action point left, which will be just to shuffle 1 more space forward.
You sure you want to shuffle forward and not get out of Daisy's view? So she doesn't go charging?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Alright, yeah, okay, fine. I can agree with that. That sounds like a good idea. Carla's basically suggested I move around the corner, so when Daisy... I'm pointing at the board, but you can't actually see what I'm pointing at. She's over there. when she comes 1, 2, she can no longer see anything, and she can only smell 1, 2, 3, 4. So she'll just stop there, as opposed to going another 2 extra squares. So it's all about that survival and buying the time. Of course, where I'm standing, if they spawn there, they're just going to charge me.
We can. I'm sure we can anticipate another Roma. Right, so that's your 2 characters done. Carla, do you want to bust open that door and shoot?
I was going to say, I think I've named that one too.
Okay. So what's Doris doing?
Doris. Well, I might not insult Debbie's all over, but I'm just thinking Debbie does Dallas, you know.
Oh dear, Carla. Clearly you don't know anything about that.
Alright, so there's 1 action point to open the door.
Hello.
And Carla's, what? Where you come from? Okay.
Alright.
Carla's also equipped with a katana, but she never uses that. She just uses the pistols.
No, that's not true. I used it quite a lot.
You could, if you wanted to, free action to swap to the katana.
But doesn't she grapple me first?
No, they only grapple on their turns.
Oh, I was the one that opened the door.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
you've got 3
I
action points left. You could potentially strike 3 times with your katana. She's the white version of Michonne.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. Let's preserve some bullets.
Save some ammo.
Okay, so she's changing
3
to the
actions
katana.
as well. Okay.
Okay, so
Gonna do a melee strike, which is a miss.
2.
that's
So
one.
swing and a miss.
That's
Uh,
zap.
that's a decap.
Bye bye.
Obviously, the benefit of melee, they're not as powerful as guns, but you don't waste any ammo with them. So you got 1 point left. Jump into the room so you can search next turn.
Yeah, I think that is exactly what I'm going to do.
Sounds like a good
I,
thing to
you know
do.
what? I didn't think of this now because I'm thinking about the camera. But you could have actually done a move in melee. So your
that's
last
true.
action, and then you would have had another action to move a space forward.
Yeah,
But we
it's a
didn't say
pity,
that,
really,
yeah.
because I would have liked for him to be able to pass me.
Well, you
No,
can come around the
it's fine.
corner. Yeah.
That's fine, because you're going to search the room and hopefully pop out the other door.
So I want to just point out something about Sam. Sam actually, he's like the medic. He's got a pistol. He's got the med pack with him, but he also has this stink tank, which, if you read in the actual graphic novel, the comic, it basically you get 5 uses of this in the game. If he activates this as his top weapon, so it goes to the top of the stack, the zombies ignore him. He stinks like a zombie, so they just ignore him.
Yay!
Mr. Grumpy.
Let's do some sprints, shall we? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to...
Okay. And hide behind the door. So I'm going to pop
Camera
this door
shy.
down just for the purposes of a camera.
Okay, that's all our actions done.
Okay.
Nice and quick.
Next.
And the zombies
after we
move, which
effectively.
I think is only Daisy on the board, isn't it?
Oh, do you know what that has also done, however?
Put you in the view.
You know that cunning move that you did?
Yeah.
The Daisy moves there. Sees me.
I think I'm storming down the passageway.
Additional 2. Oh dear. Well,
Good team play, John. Good
yeah,
team
you're
play.
welcome.
Right, then roll, while you're at it, you might as well spawn the rest of your buddies.
Another Roma, I reckon. No.
Oh, one.
One.
So that's A.
Yep, spawn point A.
Which
Roll-
is
roll
roll it
again.
to the left of the camera. And a 6.
A 3.
That is correct.
Oh
Yep.
dear.
So 3 zombies will spawn down this road. Carl, if you want to do it.
Some...
So
Spawn some of the others, man. I've spent all this time.
fine.
I spent some of this time
We'll have
painting
Mr. I don't know what to call him. Oh, actually,
Bob,
Bob, Francesca.
Dan.
Gilbert.
Who shall we?
When they spawn, they immediately move forward. So
Right.
this one goes
Mr.
1,
Yellow can
2,
be Dan.
and the other one will spawn and can go.
So he goes.
Yeah.
What? Does he have to spawn on the move
Yeah,
or
and
just
then
next
moves-
to it?
you can move
so
diagonally.
1, 2. Oh,
can go diagonally there, yeah.
And then he can just
Can
be there.
bind, yeah. They can actually, zombies can actually move through each other, but if they don't have enough movement points, they just bump into the back of each other. So they're all stuck there. Alright, so that's basically the end of the turn.
Just to... No, they're not there.
I just want to have a quick, because we obviously didn't see everything. One of the things you can also see is, I'm going to take one of these zombies quickly. If now the zombies moved, this would be a zombie attacking Carla. What she would have to do is take a grapple test, right? So she rolls 1 dice, and if I can put that in front of it, you see there, it says 1 to 4 taken down, there's no knockdown, 5 to 8, she's safe. So she rolls the dice, she is safe. If she was, for example, say she rolled a 1 like I would have done, she would be knocked down and the zombie would jump on her and try and bite her, which means that then goes to her player board, so she would put that on her player board,
Stab,
representing he's trying to bite her, and then she has to roll a bite test. So if she rolls same thing again, if she rolls 1 to 4, she is bitten, and we take one of the bitten tokens and put it on the thing. If she rolls more than that, she doesn't get bitten. And then on our turns, we can try and get the off her. She can sweep it if she wants to, which is basically leg sweep. Knock it over. She can still fire and shoot and use a katana and that sort of thing. When you're down on the ground, you have to spend 2 action points to stand up again. But if you are on the ground, you can dive. So for instance, she could dive straight forward towards that door, like a diving
Surely
roll.
you can dive to the ground,
Yeah, you can do that if you want to. I'm not.
but you can crawl from the ground, surely.
That's desperate measures. Why
Yeah.
would you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crawl 1 square
Well,
for
that's
2 action
possibly
points.
just to get out of.
But those are basically the actions you can do on our turn, and then the zombies, you've seen pretty much what they can do. So that's it. That's the gameplay turn. We'll come back to you with our overview, thoughts, and verdict after this. Okay, so this is the end of our game. We're going to have a bit of a chat about what we think and what we think and our verdict. So come join the guys over here. I need to speak up because obviously the camera's over there now.
Oh no!
Alright, so just to give you what happened, we finished the scenario, we all escaped. We did it in 16 turns, which well done guys, good job. We came away with some loot. Victor found some Jock Daniels, and Kat found some more loot as well.
Yeah, I found cigarettes.
Plenty of smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only find cigarettes.
okay.
There's plenty more in the deck though. It's just she just seems to like the cigarettes.
So, that was basically this game. But now what do we think about the game overall? Because obviously I said this game comes out on Kickstarter on Monday the 19th of October 2015.
Just in case.
Yeah, someone watches this next year is like, woo, it's almost time again.
Yay!
I think that was pretty good. I really like it. I think, I mean, obviously I can't comment too much on the components because this is a prototype form.
I think it is worth mentioning things like, for instance, the rule book, the way that it's bound. You know, that's not the final draft. That's not, you know,
Yeah.
the card size or you know the type.
You check the Kickstarter and you'll see all the
tokens,
components.
etc. I'm hoping. To be fair though, if you look at the quality of the doors, there's quite a lot of little scenic bits to everything, which I quite like.
And obviously I've modified the figures a bit. I've painted up, because they don't come painted obviously. I've painted the ones I got and I put them on some scenic clear acrylic bases, which are my new favourite thing for board games.
It's the way to go, isn't
Yeah.
it? Let's face it.
But the gameplay wise, it's very similar to Zombicide. So if you're familiar with Zombicide, you'll like this as well. But the only difference is this is driven forward by this graphic novel. I mean, you play the game. Obviously, I showed you earlier. You read the comic, and then play the scenario. But if you don't read too far ahead and just keep playing the chapters as they go along, it becomes really, really interesting. I mean, you find that you kind of get attached to the characters. Like I really like playing Colt. His name is Colt, right?
No, it's Colt.
Colt.
But Jason has just named him Colt now.
Yeah,
so.
I call him Colt every game. But Victor is my favorite because, man, every game I play with him, I fire wildly, shooting away. I never hit the board side of the barn. It's just, it's hilarious. And the comic just drags you into that theme. You get attached to the characters and you feel interested. And I think, even just based on this prototype, it's probably one of my most thematic zombie games I've ever played.
Yeah, I have to say we've always known about Zombicide, but we've recently become a family that enjoy to play Zombicide. So
And we
when
play
this
it a
came,
lot.
we do play it a lot. So when this game came our way, we weren't quite sure how we would feel about it, but actually I think it scratches a different itch. Zombicide is all about how many zombies you can kill and
It's the gung-ho style, isn't it? Run around,
you like the
chaos,
characters
madness.
and it's that lovely kind of interaction. You go, oh, I want to play this one today. But actually, I like Kat. She's mine, and I can basically level her up, if for want of a better way of describing it.
I
So
never actually mentioned
I
anything
don't
like the leveling
want.
up.
Yeah, essentially
Not
at the end of your missions, you tally up the points from the loot, etc., that you gather, and that allows you to give your character a perk that can carry on to the next game. This particular
there's a
scenario we played
list of perks.
specifically not to give anything away, because actually we think the fun is in finding out what's going to happen next. So we didn't want to spoil any of that.
I will give away one thing. I've played with Colt in one of the
Cole!
in the
Cole!
future scenarios, and I've given him I think it's the run and gun perk where he can actually sprint and shoot at the same time with a quick shot. I love that ability, and we gave him all sorts of Cat's got skinny, which allows her to move diagonally across doors and things like that. So,
That's really handy.
but yeah, that drives the whole game forward. You know, the narrative and stuff, that sort of thing. I mean, what do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, I don't play too many board games, but as you say, Zombicide was my first introduction to sort of a zombie-based game on the board. And you're right about saying that it is a different twist. I played Zombicide 3 or 4 times around here. You don't really feel attached to the characters.
No.
You pick them because they're funny looking, and it's just literally they are a piece, you know, a representation of a character. Whereas you say with these, not that I've read the
But you've played
the graphic novel yet.
this 2 or 3 times, and you've played Sam all the time.
Yeah, I like
and you
it.
like
Yeah.
Sam.
He's weak, and he's not. But you know, he's a support role, and I like the fact that I feel he's quite fragile, and he's relying on Cat as the character in the novel, as you say, that they're together, aren't they?
Yeah,
they started
absolutely.
In that, well, not together.
Well, yeah,
They're found together, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think also we're not 100% sure how it's going to progress past this first edition, but there seems to be a hope that the expansions are going to obviously bring you more comic books, which is going to further the story.
John, in that box over there,
You know,
is the second
it brings extra characters, extra places. These are all built like almost like a live action movement.
As
so,
the story progresses, you get more things. Like, for example, I got in my review pack, I've got the second issue. It's basically, you get like 12 chapters in the first issue, and then you get another 6 in the next chapter, which comes with new enemies, new tiles, new cards to add to the search deck, some new boards, and quite frustratingly, I only got the scenarios, not the comic. So, because the comic was still in the printer, so I'm dying to know what happens next.
And
And
that's good.
Yeah.
It promotes that feeling.
Yeah.
You want to know what's happening in the storyline, in the story arc, as you play through it.
And ironically, the new character that comes with it, I don't want to get too much of it, so I'm just going to say his name. His name's Jason Goose. So that's really cool. Yeah, and I think that's really good. It drives the whole game forward. But now if you're thinking, well, what's the replayability like? I mean, we've just played the scenario again. I think it's the 3rd time me and you've played it.
Yeah.
And every time you play it, it is slightly different. I mean, the cards you search come up differently. The zombies spawn in different locations. I mean, the dice you roll for shooting and stuff obviously is different. So those are the variations you play in that. But the game also comes, in the basic game, it comes with another way to play, which is the director's cut. Which is essentially a 5th player gets added in. He gets the director's deck, and he gets to use the zombies. So essentially he's like a zombie master. He uses the zombies, he moves them around as he wants, and he gets to play one of these zombie cards a turn, which are like this one, for example, I drew is ambush. He gets to spawn 2 roamers, that sort of thing. And these loot cards, ironically, in the director's cut, allow you to stop him, you ditch it to stop him from spawning one of those cards a turn. So that's what that. So you get another way of playing this. So you got like a 5th way of playing. But on the Kickstarter as well, they're going to do a 3rd way of playing this game called the Agent Z, which is like a mini standalone expansion to go with the game, where each person gets a special agent character, and it's a head-to-head, 1-to-1 play, where you're trying to achieve certain goals, and you're using this director deck to kill each other. Yeah.
Alright.
So on your turn, you get to move zombies and attack the other player, and you get to shoot him and try. So like 2 agents trying to fight against each other. Reminds me of that comic from the back in the day, the black and white. You know, you got the black guy trying to kill the white. They're not racist. They're just like
You
a guy in a
can't
black
say
suit
that.
and a guy in a white suit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that reminded me of that. It was really cool. So there's another 3rd way of playing the game.
We
all in
might
the one
have to.
container.
We might have to get the director to cut that bit.
Have the South African
Yeah,
falling.
really good on that. That's cool. So that answers a lot of the replayability
Playability, yeah.
I think
options.
you can replay this. But I think there's a drive to play new missions. I think in certain games you get obsessed with doing a specific thing. I am like that. I like this, so I want to play this. But this, actually, I want to know what's going to happen next. I want to play that. I might very well want to play the same thing again because I don't like losing. So.
Well, yeah, it's funny as well because if you lose a scenario, you have to go back and play it again. If you want to play the campaign properly, you can just skip it if you really want to and move on to the next one. So there's quite a lot of game in this box, and from a painting perspective, what do you think of the figures? I mean, I know the figures are going to be roughly like this. I mean, there might be a different sort of material, but I think they're quite good.
Molds
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They're fine. The characters have got clean cut detail. They're,
No, this. I mean the
zombies are
characters
zombies, aren't they?
yeah. You can't fault it for
not
what it is. It's
there's
really good.
there's a nice amount of detail in here. It gives you a lot of. If you enjoy painting, you could spend hours on one figure if you wanted to. There's enough detail here for you to pick things out. Or you can just paint them nice and basic, and they will, they'll pop.
Splash and paint on them and
Yeah,
off they go.
they pop nicely.
Or not. You don't have to paint them.
Well, yeah,
Remember
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
There's enough detail in each one of these zombies that it's just not necessary.
I think it adds
Yeah.
to it though. To have painted game pieces really adds something to it.
I always feel. I mean, me and you have become sort of obsessed now, isn't it? With
Completely.
painting the board games up and getting them
It has to
painted.
be done.
Ever since I started doing all these Imperial Assault sets, it's like with these acrylic bases, it's like I'm obsessed now. Every board game must have them.
I think it adds an extra layer.
I'll do
to
my
the
zombie
thing.
side like this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
I think it feeds the tabletop wargamer that
Yeah.
enjoys to play skirmish games. It feeds that addiction, and the figures, that is important to the tabletop wargamer. But when you don't want to roll everything out, this is a good alternative.
Is there any negatives you guys can think of? Maybe slight negatives. I can't think of major negatives. I think I'll tell you one thing that I might nitpick on is that the game comes like this is. There's only 4 tiles and they are double-sided. But you play the first 12 scenarios or 10 or 12 scenarios on these 4 boards. They get quite repetitive scenery-wise. And then the first issue of the new comic or thing only provides you with 2 extra smaller tiles. So basically that's another little foot tile like that. So for me, that can get a bit.
Right.
I would like some different tiles, different scenery, that sort of thing.
Maybe an addition that you can use.
Well, surely that would be because nothing's set in stone. Surely they'd do that, the
Yeah, you never
additional
know.
tiles,
I don't know for
additional
sure, obviously,
scenarios, that's the perk of.
But
That's
that's the
fine,
only
yeah.
real nitpick I can think of is that the tiles are you just got these 4 and
Yeah.
you can go with that for the first while. I mean you need to buy expansions to get more. That can be slightly annoying, but not over the top.
I think certain OCD people might have issues with this. I kind of like the pad, but there is a part of me whenever I get a board game, I don't want to use the pad. But then at the same time, because this progresses, this records. We write down what mission it is at the top because we just want to keep it. So I suppose the whole laminate the page thing, which is what we would do with other board games, it doesn't really apply with these because we don't want to wipe it all away. We want to keep it because the characters progress and we might want to have a look back. So I don't know. I don't mind this. I was not sure when I looked at it the first time.
The notepad, that is.
The notepad itself. The fact that you are scorekeeping on a notepad. I wasn't sure about this, but because I've played with this, I think it's an acceptable option here. It's actually quite nice marking down the bullets. Counting down how
That's
many
nice,
bullets do you
yeah.
have until you run
Especially
out.
when you get to those last 2 and you go, oh, make these count.
And your assault rifle in that scenario
Yeah.
that we just played, you didn't fire it for the first
Half of the game and then
half of the game.
blew it
As
away
soon
in
as you-
3
As
turns.
soon as you pulled that trigger, it was
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. It's
You rolled
scary
3
stuff.
dice with the assault rifle.
We like that.
Yeah, I think that was just an opinion from people that we've showed the game to. As I said, it's one of those things, but
I like some of the subtle actions in this as well. Like, for instance, one of the things I thought was quite interesting is that when you spend your turn in a room to search, you take the whole turn up, and then you could get, technically garbage for the turn. It's good for a longer term, but short term, it's just you got some whiskey,
Mm.
and that room is searched. It's like, like saying, for instance, zombie side, you go in and rummage around. I found some water, and then John goes in and he finds a rocket launcher. It's like,
did you
it was on
not
the
see
shelf,
this?
man. Where did you see it?
Yeah.
Whereas this, obviously, you go in, you proper search the room, and you spend your whole turn searching and don't really find something, or you might find something. And it's really cool as well. The co-op version, I felt this is so thematic in terms of we work together as a team.
Yeah.
You really do. I mean, sometimes when you're down to like a gun with just 2 bullets and John's got 3 bullets, and you're thinking, oh, if you fire, then I can pass that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And the scenarios obviously get incrementally harder as they go on. I mean, we played a scenario the other night where we got absolutely mullered because
We
Victor
underestimated the game.
couldn't hit anything. What's wrong with you?
It's not him, man. It's you and your dice.
The action points, I think the first time I looked at it, I thought that there was just so many actions, you're not going to use half of them. But actually, when you're playing, you find, maybe I want to move and use a melee action, or, aim and fire. There are certain things that you think, well, I'm never going to use this. But actually, I don't think there's one action. Maybe the crawl and the dive I've not used.
I have to do the dive. Next game, John Woo diving in the door.
I love also to knock on the door. Hello?
Yeah.
Any zombies in there?
Again, didn't think I was ever going to use that, because what was the point? And yet, after a couple of games, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm knocking on that door.
Very good.
So anything else you guys? Anything else? I think that's pretty much all covered. Anything? I mean,
We'll start us
think
up
so.
tomorrow.
yeah, no, Monday.
Monday.
I have one thing, and this is not a big thing, but for the guys that are making this, maybe 2 or 3 internal doors.
What do you mean?
Well, they're all brick face.
Oh.
Yeah, look, right,
Really?
feminine touches, okay? Zombieland needs a feminine touch, okay?
Well, would you recommend this, John?
Yeah,
To
why
anyone
not? I mean,
that's interested in a zombie game.
obviously, can we talk price?
I don't know, but the
No,
price is
we'll
gonna be-
say no. But
Yeah.
if they're aiming to kick it out for the price they've sort of given you a preview of, it's a lot of bang for your buck. I'd buy it as it is now. I mean, as you've said, this isn't the final cut, but yeah, really good. Why not?
Yeah, I think
I'd definitely.
Thought?
Yeah, I think if you like zombie games, I don't think there's ever just one zombie. Oh well, this is my zombie game. I don't play any. If I suppose there are people that have that attitude, but I don't feel the same. This literally scratches a different itch to a lot of other zombie games I've played, and I do play quite a lot because
we've got quite a few. I mean,
Yeah,
we've got
we do.
zombies, zombie side, darkest,
it,
zombie
it's-
town.
but this just doesn't feel like any of the others. And the
Apocalypse.
comic book adds to that. The fact that you feel, I don't know, it's the personal touch. Like, it's not the game, it's the character. It's a different thing. There's a bit of almost like a role play element to it. There's no role playing per se. The comic book kind of feeds that, but I don't know. It's different, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely a fan of this now.
Mhm.
I mean, part 1, Damnation. I can't wait for part 2. I'm freaking annoyed. Apparently, they're gonna try and lock 3 and 4 in the Kickstarter as well, depending on how it goes. But after that, we're looking at about a 4-month increment between new issues and stuff. Oh my god, that's gonna drive me insane.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on if you're going to play all the missions in like
I'll play
a
it
weekend.
in an afternoon. Done. I need to know what's going on. Basically, this is Walking Dead, the board game, and I love it.
Which
I
will
think
kill Jason.
I think it's awesome. So that's our basic overview of Z War 1 Damnation. If you like it and you're interested, go check it out on the Kickstarter on Monday the 19th. I will put a link in the show notes underneath or after Monday, because obviously I can't link it to nothing. So I'll put a link in then on Monday. And if you guys like it, go check it out, please. I think it's worth it. And thanks a lot for watching.
Bye.
Bye, guys.